A wise person once said, "What surprises me most about humankind is that we get bored of childhood, rush to grow up, alone to be children again. That we lose our health to make money and then lose our money to restore our health. That by thinking anxiously about the future, we forget the present, such that we live in neither the present nor the future. Though we live as if we were never going to die and die as though we never lived. And again, to protect ourselves from the pain we have felt or to ward off the disappointment we see coming from afar, we often freeze up. We do not allow ourselves to feel what we are feeling. And in these ways, we give up everything beautiful that life offers us with its fragrance and colors. We stop living in order not to die of pain. Our heart, frozen by the frost of our fears, sometimes prevents us from being touched by the Word of God. We leave our faith in hibernation, in a sterile repetition, or in a mistrust that distorts everything. The protagonist of today's gospel passage, out of habit or duty, went to the synagogue every Sabbath to listen to the Word of God, but he was deaf, numb. He felt nothing. The Word did not touch him. Only when Jesus spoke the Word more forcefully, only when he spoke directly to his heart, did he succeed in melting the heart of this man who was a habitual synagogue goer. The man did not want to be touched by the Word, perhaps because he saw the possibility of being inconvenienced, of being provoked, of being in crisis. In fact, the unclean spirit rebels because it does not want to be affected. Look, words affect us and sometimes they hurt us. God's word is not always comforting. It does not always confirm our choices. On the contrary, it always pushes us to change. That's why we prefer to put it away and defend ourselves. Jesus does not teach like the scribes. He does not speak only to the head. His teaching does not aim at voluntarism or mere compliance with the law. The scribes do that. The scribes are only concerned that you look good. They are experts in the law, experts in the Word of God. But instead of living it, they study it. Jesus, on the other hand, relates the Word to life, which is why this man feels provoked and rejects it. Just like us who sometimes prefer to know the Word of God rather than begin to live it in silence. This man in today's gospel lives in a paradox. It is precisely the unclean spirit that does not want to be touched. We generally believe that we become impure through touch, but often it is our pretensions to angelic purity that hide our inner perversions. Those who are free can also touch and be touched without being scandalized. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus often touches the sick, the lepers, the sinners without fear of defilement. It is precisely the fear of being touched that often prevents us from encountering God, like the bride in the Song of Songs who does not want to open herself to the bridegroom who knocks because she has washed her feet and does not want to soil them again. To encounter God, on the other hand, we are often asked to put our feet on the ground and get dirty with humanity. The Word of God is not only to be observed with admiration, but it is a word to be lived. The question is how personally we let the Word touch us. How willing we are to question ourselves and how open we are to being converted. The risk that is widespread is that of having a faith that remains closed in the precious enclosure of the sacred, a faith that is made up of sacred formalisms and traditions, but that does not have an impact, that does not change the mentality and the destiny of the world. A faith that does not change the life, relationships in the economy, in politics, in justice is a false Christian faith. It is not enough to believe. Even the devil believes. He too knows well who Jesus is as he cries out, "How you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." So it is necessary to silence the desire for a sensational Christianity, capable of producing miraculous signs, magical moments. Rather, it is necessary to bring out a following of Jesus made up of self-giving and self-offering, combined with a growth that leads slowly but decisively to recognizing the presence of our faith in history, in the courageous and silent gestures of fraternity, forgiveness, generosity, and love, in order to show that the gospel is not a system of thinking, is not a morality, not even a mere ideal, but a liberation, a commitment.